Hello, epic gamers. It is I, the man with the very loud dog. So I have decided, because I have speed paints now, to paint a bajillion guys. Whew, very colorful, like. And I was worried that I would take a while to, get the painting mojo back, because, this is very sad, but one of my neighbors, who was actually my miniatures friend, she's an older lady, she died, which is really sad. And actually I think it's only one of these minis, is something that that she gave me, which is the portal thing that I'll show you. But I'm doing pretty good, honestly. I'm pretty happy, and getting all these minis done, in addition to the ones I already showed off. But anyways, I'm going to show off the very colorful assortment of weirdos and warriors that I have painted. First, we will start off with the Twin Goddess mini of Elvira, if she was a dragon woman, which I painted as, I guess she's more of a demon lady in my thing. Because you can have a dragon and have a human form, but I don't know. Oh shit, it's kind of hard to... But yeah, these are just fun minis to paint. People are attractive. I don't want, like I said before, I don't want to have sex with anyone because that's gross. It's fine if you want to. That's perfectly valid. I'm just not that kind of guy. Nothing against it. Just not my thing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this Elvira dragon lady. The pinups. Basically, with the speed paints, I was worried I wouldn't be as good with pinups. But it turned... Basically, I hadn't done them very much before, and I figured I would just fuck them all. But these are alright, These are alright for me. They're certainly very... Just gonna... Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So that's one lady. Next is a cool mini or not miniature of, I guess, an Acropolis guard who's dressed up like Thoth, or is Thoth, and he's got a baboon. But basically I painted this up as, if you know your Atlantis hoax lore horseshit, this is Thoth the Atlantean, who is Thoth the god, who is also an Atlantean wizard. But basically in my game, he is the god Thoth in a semi-mortal form. So that he can go around and fuck with shit and teach people stuff. I'm pretty happy with how I did this. Some of the detail might not be super obvious, but I'm also very happy with the dark skin. I tried to make him sort of have, black skin tone. As in, this guy wouldn't be like a brown Egyptian, he'd be a black Egyptian, but that's not for any particular reason. I figured if he's Thoth the Atlantean with an orichalcum Atlantean sword, he can look whatever the fuck I want him to look like. And of course there are black Egyptians, and there's all sorts of people in Egypt, so it doesn't even matter. Here is I think a Khorasan miniature of, I think it's supposed to be a gorilla. I painted it up as, I guess it's supposed to be in my game, a gray man-ape from Conan. That's why he's so gray looking. It's not just like he's an old ape. He's actually supposed to be a hominin who is very ape-like and who is gray and has tusks and wants to eat people. That's why I did him the way I did. You'll notice all of these minis, almost all these minis, I gave the same kind of base to them, where I just put a thin bluish green paint over the base and said, oh, that's good enough. It works for me. Here are a couple of my kit bashes I finally did. I think these guys actually have a brother that I haven't done yet. So these are basically worm men that I kit bashed from various sources. The worm head on what you would consider the right is, I believe, the arm off of a cheap toy raptor I've had a million years. The shields, well, the left worm head is just like a horn from like a Dawnlands proto-human Reaper Mini. The arms are Oathmark goblins, because I have those. And the bodies, the guy on the left has an has a Oathmark goblin body, and the guy on the right has a Perry Miniatures body. Some of the inspiration for them kind of came from like the Ganados in Resident Evil 4, how you blow off their head and then they come out all tentacly and gorily. You know, fun gore, not like, you know, gratuitous. Like, oh, look, it's a baby being torn apart. Like, oh, that's just sad. Like, oh, it's a dead puppy. Like, oh, I don't like that. I like seeing, like, you know, warriors getting torn apart in a fun fantasy setting, depending on how gratuitous it is. But yeah, I ended up painting these guys yellow. I'm pretty happy with the sort of muted yellow. I even gave them golden weapons, and what I've decided is that because of the yellow, these guys, I guess, since the Lovecraft mythos and all that is a part of my D&D setting, these worm men can be like worshippers of Hastur. That's why they're yellow, because they got king in yellow. And so I guess the gold weapons would be Carcosan gold, which is just something I made up 2 seconds ago. But that's the worm men. I kit bashed them from various things. Very happy to finally have those two guys painted up. Next is this thing. Now, both the rock it is situated on and the little, I think it was originally a decorative thing. I mean, technically the bottom piece is a Lego, and then this upwards is like a decorative thing my neighbor gave me. And then I, with PVA glue and, you know, a piece of wood, basically, a piece of balsa wood, I created the sort of portal effect in the middle. But yeah, this is a portal I ended up making. I decided to, while I was painting, to kind of make it like very Magitech, right? This is definitely supposed to be an Atlantean portal. It could be an alien portal too, but you know, it's kind of hard to see. But the seams on the upper piece, you know, I turned them into purple wires that kind of connect. Here, let me just. I turned them into purple metallic wires that kind of feed into the middle part down below, where it kind of connects with the Lego piece. So it's just a very weird piece of magical technology. You know, you can see the green jewels that are really just like gems. They're like maybe power sources or some sort of magical gem. And of course you got the portal. I could definitely pick this up with some more detail, especially on the portal, but I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. You know, I've got some more of her stuff I want to eventually paint. And the rock that I based it on was decent. Yeah, I'm just pretty happy with it. I wish it was a little more centered, but I guess that's fine. Let me see. So here are some really old, I'm trying to remember the name. It might have been Eureka, I think it was Eureka Miniatures, USA Aztecs, that I went years ago when I was just beginning to get into the miniature painting hobby and being like, okay, I can buy metal minis. I was like, bought them, some of them broke, but these guys have remained intact, and so I went crazy with these guys in the speed paints. Definitely not historically accurate Aztec colors or anything. These are just fun, you know, very bright, very colorful, very vibrant things that I like. And they're going to see more use in a fantasy setting than a truly historical setting. So making them look like specific locations, it could be useful. But I think I want to, for different regions in the real world, I want to have generic troops before I start getting into like, oh, here's this specific group of guys from, you know, like, it really depends. It really depends. It depends on like what minis are available and all that. These guys are pretty flat in terms of their pose, but that's okay. Definitely not perfect coverage, but that is perfectly fine with me. I am fine with my level of skill. It doesn't feel mediocre to me, knowing what I've been through. I think I've got pretty good at this, so that makes me happy. Now here are two other miniatures that have taken me a bajillion years to paint. These are probably from different Japanese-themed, medieval Japanese or feudal Japanese-themed board games that had minis. Here, let me move the reptoids over there so you don't get them confused. Okay. So, not that Japanese people are like reptilians. I definitely didn't mean to say that. I don't believe that. I think they're monkeys like us, right? I'm pretty sure they're the exact same monkey. I don't think they're a different kind of monkey. There used to be. There used to be like Neanderthals and stuff. Fortunately, I didn't paint any Neanderthals, but I will soon. But these are just regular humans, like today humans. So, yeah, they're also not reptilians. If you believe that, you're a cocksucker. Not as in you suck cock. You're probably very homophobic, actually. Anti-Semites tend to hate a lot of people. But yeah, anyways, political rant over. Here are samurai guys. Actually, I think this guy might be Ronin. This guy also might be Ronin. Or he might just be a regular ass samurai. I guess he could be either. But yeah, don't. If you're racist, I will mail a word of warning to your mother, and then your mother will be fined $12 million. She will never be able to pay the rent, and she will die. So don't do that. So yeah, here's some samurai. Let's just do the reptilians now. This is a really cool ass old metal metal Reaper Mini that I got at my old miniature store that I would still go to if I had money to buy things. But you know, this is like an old Reptoid Saurus something or other, some kind of Roman legion lizard man thing, and it's a reptilian guy on a big ass reptilian panther looking thing. And I decided finally to finish painting it. I had had it, you know, the raptor painted blue for a while, and I finally decided to redo him. He actually had some paint on him before, but once it was all done, I was like, oh god, he looks like a juggalo. You know, so that wasn't gonna stay. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with him otherwise. Very good that the speed paints make everything easier for me, because I had rotten brain, as the video has obviously demonstrated to everyone who's watching. Now here's a big Reptosaurian. This is a D&D pre-painted mini that I repainted. You know, he was originally a black scale lizard folk, which I think in D&D they're like these giant lizard men. And I said, nah, he's just a big blue guy. And so, you know, he's big and blue. He's got red eyes. He's got a jade shoulder pad. He's got jade bracelet and thing on his mace, and his mace has orichalcum spikes because they're red, and it's gold or bronze otherwise. Pretty happy with how I did it. I mean, there's definitely mistakes, but I don't really give a shit. You know, pretty happy with this guy. And then here is a snake Pokemon. I should know what this is called. I believe this is Dragonair. It's an old Pokemans I had back when I was into Pokemans when I was a little boy. And then it was stolen from me, my save file and all my Pokemans. So I never liked Pokemon after that. But this is a cool Pokemans. This is just a toy, old toy I repainted, old little miniature. So it's not actually accurate, and I don't care. It is my guy now. He's my Dragonair. If every Pokemon looks the same, that is racist towards Pokemans. Very, very serious allegation to be racist towards the Pokemans. Because they're very real, you know, everyone knows that. Anyways, here's a Fishman's. I don't know what kind of Fishman's this is. I think it's supposed to be a Kuotoa. I have his compatriot somewhere. And I just painted him up like he's a little fishman. He's got kind of a salmon-y, maroon sort of skin tone. His net is made out of like grass or something, like grass wire. He's got kind of, I don't know if you can see it, his eyes are pretty cool. There's definitely some dark but striking blue in person with them. I don't know how well that comes up on the camera. Just, yeah, he's pretty cool. I just gotta dig up his friend from the pile of shame and get him done. Here's Frog Guy. This guy also has a compatriot that I haven't dug up yet. I really cheaped out on the painting on this guy. I mean, he's very simple to paint. But his sword is literally just red. It's just made of red. Is it red metal? No, it's just red. But you know, it's a frog man. He's got water base that he's jumping off of, and you know, he's a big frog guy. He's actually a small frog guy. You know, you need a frog. If you're not a frog fan, then you need to go to fucking hell. You need to be crucified in real life. So here is a Snake Man. These are Reaper Pose minis. They're very green. I had painted a couple of the compatriots of these guys, very fancy, but these guys I just went really simple. They're green. Their shields are jade with a little bit of orichalcum on it. I probably could have painted the back of them red. It would actually look better, but I don't really care too much. I'm very happy with how they look considering the amount of time I put into them and just to have them done. They've got glowy red eyes. The patterns on their shields I did was really simple, but that's okay. You can kind of see the belts that were somewhat painted. I could really pick up the leather, especially on the shoulder pads. I could pick that up with a wash, that would be good. Or I could even use the contrast paints on the green jade details to help detail them out. That would be good. Might be worth doing. Who knows? Well, someone knows, but it's not me. And then here are some guys. I didn't really kit bash these so much. These are just straight up built from the Oathmark Undead boxes. Or rather, not the... Well, I think the Revenants... I think I did... No, I didn't buy a box of the Revenants because I'm a fucking cunt. But I... Yeah, and I didn't buy the skeletons either, but I did buy some sprues. And so let me show you first the Revenants. They are cool. There's one of these guys that I haven't painted, or that I already painted, maybe? No. I think there's one of these guys I haven't painted yet. But anyways, these guys are basically Bronze Age, prehistoric, Northern European, like, undead, right? Whites, kind of barrow mound type dudes. And so they've got these very archaeologically based bronze breastplates and helmets and swords and stuff. I'm very happy with how these turned out. Very basic, but I always love doing patina on bronze. Always makes me have a lot of fun. Let me see. See that? Yeah, you can kind of see a little better some of the, you know, there's a lot of cool detail on these kits, and really, I think if I wanted to do more sword and sorcery, Dark Ages, kind of Conan-esque, sword and sorcery-esque kit bashes, there's some War Games Atlantic kits and Victrix kits, and honestly, the torsos from these guys would be pretty good too. Other than the cloth at the bottom being tattered, which could easily be filled, really pretty easily. Um, you can't really tell that just from the torsos alone that these guys are like zombies basically. That's why I painted in blue, because of Jackson Crawford and his words on the the definition of the Old Norse color word blor, something like that in Old Norse. Anyways, I just like the idea of blue undead now. Especially when they're like these North European guys. They don't all have to be blue. But yep, that'd be those guys. And now finally there's the skeletons and one mummy I painted. After this I'm going to have to take some photos of these guys. Here is the Oathmark skeletons that I painted. Very basic again. They've got bronze, they've got patinaed bronze, pretty basic figures that I did. I think the skeleton head on the left might actually come from a Warhammer Skulls box. I think I did kit bash that slightly. But other than that, I think it's, they're pretty much out of the box. I don't have much skeleton stuff. I'm going to have some Reaper skeletons painted, but whatever. And now finally, an Egyptian mummy. This guy I painted his base different. Oh, shit. This guy I painted his base different, more sandy, more like Egyptian. You can't really see his face too much because it's covered in red stains from his eyes and his mouth. In this version of the mini, I consider his tongue and eyes pulled out before he was mummified, much like a very famous mummy. Very basic, I'm sure very ahistorical outfit, but you can kind of, once it was all highlighted up, you can kind of tell the difference between the mummy skin and the bandages, which was not always apparent. Yeah, pretty happy with the mummy. So anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.